on TNT they have Shaq and Charles Barkley always commentating, and there's been a lot more hate for these guys lately, especially from like new players. Like for instance, Kevin Durant, I've heard him do numerous interviews where he just gets bummed when Shaq and Charles Barkley talk shit on him because he's like, I looked up to these guys, and now he's bitter towards these older guys that are commentating on his games. And there's this really famous interview that Charles Barkley did after a game where he interviews Kevin Durant, and Kalen will play it right now, and you can just see Durant just does not want to talk to Charles.
There was talk about you coming back for the playoffs last year, so you really just been working on your game, trying to get back your timing and conditioning, really, to be honest, correct?
Yeah.
KD.
And the guys in the booth are laughing about it.
Yeah, it's funny. He's just hanging his head.
Yeah, because he's gone in interviews saying he hates when those guys like Shaq and a fool. They hate when Shaq plays clips of them messing up. I don't know, but anyway.
But before we jump off that, do you have any updates on Kevin Durant versus Michael Rappaport?
Well, I want to just say what happened first, right? So Michael Rappaport goes on, and he basically shows some of the DMs that he and Kevin Durant have been exchanging, and a lot of it was from that interview. Like Michael Rappaport made fun of what happened, and Durant like replied, and they're pretty vicious replies that you don't really see from Kevin Durant, obviously from press interviews and stuff. He called Rappaport a pasty, cum-guzzling bitch, and he says all he does
Wait
is...
a minute, guzzling or gargling?
Guzzling.
Because I draw a distinction.
yeah,
sure.
of course. No, this is guzzling.
Gargling.
Okay.
We're celebrating it.
I would. No, I would never say gargling.
Kind of worked race and homophobia into the same tweet.
Yeah.
if you think about it.
And these aren't tweets. These are DMs. These are private exchanges.
All right.
And
Yeah, Chris, we're going to need you to read these in first person as though you're part of the DM.
No, I just have some of the highlights. And Durant also said Michael Rappaport, all he does is cocksuck other men for attention.
Wow. See, this is old school.
Yeah.
we
that's
don't
good.
Yeah.
we don't do this anymore, where you use gay as a kind of defining characteristic of a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's an interesting one. What about it? What happens when you get into it with a gay guy? And you go, oh, taking it up the ass, your boyfriend? As a matter of fact, I am.
Sure am.
Thank you very much. Now,
Yeah.
can we get back to the vitriol? You cum chugging. Yes, I'm drinking a frothy mug of cum right now. I mean, look, I don't know what the gay lifestyle entails, obviously, but what I'm saying is you can't go gay on gay.
Yeah.
No, it counters each other out.
Yeah.
Right, so they're both going gay here.
They're both gone. Kevin also called him a pussy, and so that Rappaport's wife doesn't even respect your bitch ass. So,
Bringing
Wait,
the wife
Rapp-
inside.
Rappaport's wife, he said to Rappaport, your wife doesn't even respect your bitch
Oh,
ass.
him.
So,
Right.
yeah, so it's just so Rappaport goes and he takes screenshots of these DMs.
Hold on, we got skin color, we got homophobia, and we got bitch. Right?
Yeah.
We've got cucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going
Because
after
how
your
would he
wife.
know?
Yeah, exactly. So Rappaport posts a screenshot just basically like, look at Kevin Durant, look at the abuse that Kevin Durant has been giving me. And it goes out. Durant is fined $50,000 by the NBA because they got
that?
it for the for the private DMs. Because I mean,
Come on.
yeah, look, Durant is part. It's like a good portion of the NBA's image right now.
Of course.
Yeah. So anyway, that was some news that went out. There's some screenshots.
So a DM is meant to be private,
Like
basically,
an email,
right?
yeah.
I'd say it's between consenting adults. You know, I think if there's things you say, this is kind of an interesting subject, and we need to kind of drill down on a little, which is, you know, all this like the girlfriend recorded him saying this thing, like stuff that's said between consenting adults. I don't know if that's all grounds for fines or dismissal or whatever.
I agree with you, and I know that, you know, like in those cases, like you know, that person wasn't meant to hear that, and like in a law situation, I totally agree. But from like anecdotally, from a personal situation, if some dude whose full name comes up when he DMs me and starts talking shit, I have no problem just screenshotting it and putting that on blast, because why should I have to take that? Everyone should know who they're dealing with. Why do I have to deal with it?
Well, I semi-agree with that, but then the question is this isn't quite that. These are two people whose names we know who are having
going
a
back and
private
forth,
war, you know. But
Right.
anyway.
Yeah.
So,
It's just that's kind of how the NBA is working. Like we also, when Myers Leonard went on his Twitch thing, it wasn't an
Right.
NBA thing, but he got in trouble for that and got traded.
Right.
So
And he made it a verb, which I'd never heard. Didn't he
Yeah.
say it? Didn't he say kike in a weird way?
There's a kike bit or something.
Yeah, that's
or
what he
maybe
said.
a
Something?
contraction that I hadn't heard before.
yeah.
Well, anyway, so Charles Barkley and Shaq, a lot of people on Twitter, they never have problems making fun of these guys. They're just old guys yelling at cloud. They don't know how the game works today. Well, on Saturday, I saw a lot more compliments for Charles Barkley than I usually have seen, and it's because of this clip that's been going around. He was commentating on the Final Four, and they showed a pregame feature about Senator Robert F. Kennedy's 68th appearance in Indianapolis, where it was the site of this year's Final Four, in which he informed the crowd that Dr. Martin Luther King had been assassinated. And after the clip, Barkley talks about racial tensions, and this is what he said.
Man, I think most white people and black people are great people. I really believe that in my heart. But I think our system is set up where our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, are designed to make us not like each other so they can keep their grasp of money and power. They divide and conquer. I truly believe in my heart most white people and black people are awesome people, but we're so stupid following our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats. And their only job is, hey, let's make these people not like each other. We don't live in their neighborhoods. We all got money. Let's make the whites and blacks not like each other. Let's make rich people and poor people not like each other. Let's scramble the middle class. I truly believe that in my heart.
Preach, brother.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Words from the round man to rebound.
Yeah, so I mean, of course, there are people who are upset with his comments, but more people I've seen actually have been praising Charles. They said that he has red-pilled America with these comments now.
Look at that.
And I'll explain what red pill is in a little bit. But yeah,
I saw the movie.
you did.
Most of it.
Okay, no, well then
But
never mind.
who would be mad at him? He's not saying anything bad about any people. Who would take
Well,
issue?
it's a couple things. You can't. If you bring up race, you're gonna get fragged. It just by and large.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of where we're at. I totally agree with him. He's 100% right. Everyone's just trying to fucking get everyone broken up and then hammer checks or get votes or do whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Never. And I'll tell you why. The reason I know is because there's been more race talk in the first 3 months of 2021 than there were throughout all of the 80s and the 90s. Like if you took the decade of the 80s and the decade of the 90s, you combine them, there's less race talk than the first 3 months of 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
This is a good test of my theory that you should hope in your life to get to the Charles Barkley zone where you can say whatever you want and get away with it because you're Charles Barkley. And this happened, Chris, 4 or 5 days ago?
Yeah, that's on
Ish?
Saturday.
Yeah, so maybe more. There you go, maybe more. And there's not been any significant blowback. In fact, they say you get more goodwill than bad will.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge could not have pulled that speech off, though. I guarantee.
Thunder Dan Marley would be thrown out on his ass.
If fucking Tom Chambers. All right.
They're all Phoenix Suns.
If Danny Ainge gave that fucking same soliloquy, he would be shit canned the next day. That's my guarantee.
If Jeff Hornacek.
That's right. All right.
Yeah, Brian's right. You want to get to Barkley's level.
Barkley zone.
Yeah, the Barkley zone.
In case there was any confusion about how much I followed the last 30 seconds, Brian, can you read what my shirt says?
Bette Midler something.
Yeah. I have no idea what you guys.
Tom Chambers was the last time in recorded NBA history a white guy dunked on a black guy. That's all you need to know about Tom Chambers.
Tom Chambers underrated.
1988. That's all you need to know. It's a historical landmark for white people.
It's important.
All these
Yes.
guys we mentioned played on the same team.
Thank you.
Well, I think of Ainge as more Celtics, right?
Right. But they all
But-
did play on Phoenix.
Yep, that's true.
Phoenix is doing very great this year.